Was marvellous good fun. Getting to roll some dice, which I do love. Maybe we'll make that that'll be the next new series. We've got 6 Degrees of Cheese and Bacon, our movie review and burger review podcast. We've got the pie review podcast, which I'm calling #Quest for Pies.
No, cheese and bacon was the pie, because cheese and bacon is a pie before
a
anything
type
else.
of pie. It's not a pie before it's anything else. It's a burger as well as a pie. It's not the pie. The cheese and bacon pie is not the supreme cheese and bacon vehicle. Because there's also the cheese and bacon.
Synonymous.
There's also the cheese and bacon roll, which you can buy at Coles, and all bakeries, along with pies.
I need to address Claude's comment. I will say, Claude, to be 100% honest with you, I am slightly hungover. It's been a day.
Yep.
I'm a little hungover. But I'm here and I'm doing my averagest.
You, as ever.
As
ever.
I am trying a medium level.
No, didn't have the weekend he's suggesting though.
No, I did not.
No.
I did not have a. I mean, I'll be honest. With the bringing up big weekend on the pingers, you must we talk all the time about industries that have suffered in this crisis. You know, the hospitality, which we've both worked in, struggling. You know, retail's gone through its own changes.
Yeah.
The tourism industry really struggling. Spare a thought for the suppliers of pingers.
All party drugs, really.
Yeah, no
All
one's...
party drugs. No one's... No, you carry on, please.
No one has
gone
out and gone, you know what I really need for my ISO weekend? Just so many pingers.
Just 40 bickies and a lie down.
Uppers.
I mean, no one's doing that.
No one's had that. And I think we have to really look at how that's going to have affected the economy.
Yeah. There are millions of backyards missing Tupperware containers full of cash.
Yeah.
Millions. It's just not on.
Sorry, I've had another joke in my head that I'm definitely not saying.
Excellent. I'll get that in the break.
I mean, I love the fact that not only, because we usually talk at least briefly, about, you know, do you have anything to say before we go live? And we didn't this week, partially because I had a thing freak out on the stream, which you can see.
Some of you may have noticed that this actually says it's Friday night trivia.
Yeah, it's not.
You've not slept for 2 days. It's okay. Please don't worry.
Officially given up as purveyors of fine trivia and gone, you know what, we're going to get into the time travel industry.
Which would be a good place to go now. I want to go back to 2018. That was nice then. Much nicer than now.
Oh, look, I've actually had this conversation with multiple people.
Yeah.
About... It, not framed in that particular way. It was framed in a... If your concept of heaven was the best part of your life and you just got to live under those conditions in perpetuity, what part of your life would you pick? And I've said quite blatantly, mine would be just now.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
I've not had to leave the house. I've had so much extra time to cook. I've gotten to get those jobs done.
You've got a new dishwasher.
I got a new dishwasher and it's really lovely. I've had extra time to look after my niece. I've really had a lovely time of ISO. Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
I've had all those pingers that Claude mentioned.
all those pingers.
So I've picked now because apparently that's who I'm as a person, which I think is really just showing a way that I am, unsurprisingly, an incredibly old person deep down inside. Oh, absolutely. And I'm ready for retirement.
Absolutely, you are. You have been for some years.
Claude saying he would go for the summer of 92 and the 92 big day out.
Yeah, I wasn't alive then.
I was. I'd been briefly alive.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were just still forming.
Still my first season.
Yeah, it's your first big day out.
Still my first season. There were some plot points I didn't carry on.
Yeah.
And a couple of minor characters they wrote out. You know, and it's standard first season stuff.
Yeah, that's right. It's establishing the narrative before you carried on with a further 27 seasons.
Yeah, which I mean, ups and downs.
Yes.
some of them.
It can't always be stellar writing, can it? Can't always be stellar writing. Oh, look, we've got tons of our regular players, which is really nice. Robert's telling he did actually sleep for 2 days, but fortunately started on Monday. So he's up just in time for the quiz. Well done.
That would be... I should do that. I was telling you previously that I fixed my 3D printer.
Yes.
Which is, that was my ISO job. That was the one, it has been sitting in a room of my house untouched for probably a year and a half, maybe longer, that I just hadn't found the time to fix it. Hadn't touched it, hadn't had anything to do with it. And it was my ISO job. I had to order parts that had to super difficult to get, had to come from China. It's taken me, I ordered the parts over a month ago, and they've finally turned up, but last night I managed to fix it. So that is my, on my ISO checklist.
Yeah.
Big old tick next
Just
to that.
Right at the end as well.
Right at the end.
Right at the end, you managed to get it done. But you've done it within the time frame set.
I'm trying to think what else is on my ISO checklist that I need to do.
I didn't have one, which is nice.
Look, I didn't actually have a checklist. But there were things
not
that
a physical one, yeah.
Oh, now I've got all this time.
Yeah.
I should definitely... I did that pot roast. I did a pot roast, which I had a ball with. That was on my ISO...
Excellent.
ISO list. Cook dinner. Cook a big dinner, a big fancy, this is going to take 4 hours dinner.
It can't have anyone round to eat it.
I wouldn't have invited anyone.
Well, that's true. That's true. It's... The invites to your place are thin on the ground.
Really
thin on the ground. I consider myself privileged to be in that group that occasionally I do get the phone call saying, come round and have dinner.
Very rarely. I'm one of those people.
3 or 4 times a year.
I enjoy being... It's lovely to be invited to things. It's also very lovely to have a large group of friends who understand I won't be coming. What are you doing? Oh, we're going to go out to the pub for my birthday. You have fun with that. You could come along. I'm aware.
I know I can. That's why you've told me.
Yep.
I shan't.
Invite people over, you can't do that.
Yep. I do want to draw attention before we start to our... It was up at the start. Everyone saw it when they signed in.
Yes.
Our Chingy fact of the week, which was left as a comment. No, it was left as a comment on this before we started, wasn't it?
It was left at the end of last week's... last Friday's quiz.
End of last Friday's. Okay, excellent. But the fact that Chingy, our Lord and Saviour Chingy, did try and tour Australia in 2018, but couldn't. There he is. There he is there. Couldn't tour Australia because he had passport/travel document issues and was not allowed on the plane to come to Australia.
That's not even the best part of this.
It's not the best part of it. I do have a contemporary news story from the time which describes his several of his great achievements, such as Right There, Pulling Me Back, and Holiday Inn. He's been relatively inactive since 2010, but is reportedly set to release a new album later this year. Did we get that? Did we get the 2018 album?
I have no idea.
I don't think we did. Spencer can tell us, though. Spencer will know.
Spencer will know. There she is.
But he was supposed to appear, not just in Australia, but in Newcastle. He was supposed to be here and couldn't. It was the first stop on his Australian tour, was the lofty establishment for all A-list musicians, the Warners Bay Hotel. And the Warners Bay Hotel's a fabulous venue.
Lovely.
It's a very nice pub. Got a beautiful bistro last time I was there. But, you know, Lady Gaga's not going there, is she?
Well, the problem is, the venue you would most likely go to is Finnegan's.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you this. Chingy's not allowed at Finnegan's.
Not after last time.
Not after last time. This sounds like a bit, but it's not. I can assure you. He did go to Finnegan's in 2014, sang 3 songs, and then nicked off to a VIP party.
In his defence, he did sing 3 songs, which means he sung 2 completely new songs to that audience.
3 songs,
and
2
Right
of
There.
which they'd never heard of, plus
Yes.
Right There. Which I would argue doing 3 songs at all is better than what Childish Gambino did when he came to Cambridge. Which is be there, and the band played. So, I don't know. Anyway, it's well and truly time to get into our quiz. So, if you are new, we have the rules for you. They are very straightforward, and a couple of you have put it in the comments as well, but it is really straightforward. All you need to do is write down your answers on a piece of paper or a slate and chalk could do. There we are, just for funsies trivia.
Graffiti it on your newborn. I'm not docs. I'm not here to tell you what to do.
Graffiti it on your newborn. You can. We won't know. But, you know.
Not with spray paint, obviously.
No, obviously.
The aerosols
You're
aren't
not
good
tagging
for
them. But, you know, jot down an answer on them. That's fine. It's just fun. It's just good fun. So, that's all it is. We're going to mark them all together, and we will be giving. You can give your scores in the comments. That's all. It's all for fun. We're not playing for any great prizes, just our eternal gratitude. Of course, if you don't know an answer, you can get a point for a joke. So please give your jokes in the comments, and we can all enjoy those together. If you get up on the screen, you get a point. If we don't put it on the screen, but we tell you got a point, you also got a point. Also, if it's your birthday, you get a point. So please tell us if it's your birthday. All right, let's do a quiz. Round 1, question 1 looks like this tonight, my friends. Complete the title of this well-known English nursery rhyme. Sing a song of what? For 8 letters. Sing a song of what? We've got 2 questions. Is the YouTube up?
Yeah, it should be.
There
I can see it. It's telling me it's working.
If you can't find it, let us know. Number 2, on which continent was the country of Yugoslavia? Yugoslavia doesn't exist anymore, but where would you have found it? In the 80s, for instance. Number 3 as well, while we go. What type of birds are you said to set the cat among if you cause a disturbance? And 4 is our final for this slide. According to the advertising campaign that began in Australia in 1999, which energy drink gives you wings? Which one? Oh, we've got our first joke already. They're not wasting any time.
No, getting in with the points early.
Mm-hmm. That's the best way to do it. What did the lawyer name his daughter? Sue. Excellent.
Lovely.
Excellent. All I can think of was that is the Johnny Cash song, Boy Named Sue.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Which is a beautiful song.
Weird.
Wonderful song. Very weird song, but it's beautiful. It's well written. The lyrics tell a very strange tale.
That's what Johnny Cash does, though.
Yeah, he does. Except for Ghost Riders in the Sky. That one's spot on. Very strange. You know, cowboy on the plains, ghosts overhead, brands on fire. I'm buying that one. Boy Named Sue. You're stretching the limits there, mate. Number 5, a picture. What 6-letter name is given to a line drawn from the centre of a circle to any point on the circumference? And we've given you an example of exactly what that looks like. A 6-letter word for a line drawn from the centre of a circle to any point on the circumference.
Don't know what the question is, but 6 letters. That answer is a Speedo.
It's a 70-mile-an-hour quiz, that's why.
Yeah,
And we get to 88 miles an hour.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Also just realised I can't do the rest of that quote, because it's got a swear word in it.
Thank you for restraining yourself.
Really wanted to, and I wanted to do the impression as well, but you can't have it. Number 6 as well. What word means both the border of the land near the sea, or to ride or move without power? The border of a land that is near the sea, or to ride or move without power, or how we do our jobs. Number 7. In the Australian television soap Neighbours, the fictional Erinsborough is a suburb of which city? And number 8. In a standard game of darts, what is the value of the outer bullseye? There are 2 bullseyes. The outer bullseye is worth how many points? I tell you what, having a cup of tea during the quiz was one of our better ideas. I'm really enjoying it.
It's not too bad.
I enjoyed having a beer. I enjoyed having a beer or two, but it meant I couldn't drive home and it was a nightmare. This is lovely. I can really enjoy it and still drive home. Okay, those are 6, 7 and 8. What word means both the border of the land near the sea, or to ride or move without power is number 6. Number 7, where is Erinsborough? It's a suburb of what city? For number 7. And number 8, how much is the outer bullseye worth in a standard game of darts? Alrighty, number 9, another picture for all you horticulturalists out there. Starting with the letter H, pictured as a variety of which flowering plant species? I'll give you a clue, the answer is not horticulturalist. And a bonus point for this one, there are over 60 varieties, 60 different varieties, native to which continent? That is the question for the green thumbs. Just going to make sure that it's very much in screen that this says boss and have it near me, because I quite like that. They're very attractive plants, actually.
Quite lovely.
I bought my mum one for Mother's Day.
Is she here?
I haven't seen her
yet.
I haven't seen her.
You know what happens? You mention her, she turns up.
That's exactly right. She's like Beetlejuice. Have to mention her 3 times.
Well, off you go.
Well, there's one. You know, throughout the course, there may be another mention. Yeah, she was very pleased with it. A live potted one that you could have indoors. Our next section is combos and duos. These are all pairs of people or things or places or things. Sorry, that got away from me so strongly. Number 10. In Christianity, Easter Sunday will always fall in one of which 2 months of the year? It's never before or never after these 2 months. Which 2 months are they? I should say that all the combos and duos, all are worth 2 points. 1 for each correct answer in the combos and duos category. So there's a lot of points on offer tonight.
Oh yeah, it's big money. Well, no money.
No, well, big Monopoly cash.
If that's how you choose to award it to yourself.
If you've just got a bank of Monopoly money that you just take from when you win points, that's fine, do that. Self-reward. Number 11, the names of which 2 American states begin with the letter K? Which 2 of the American states begin with K? #12 as well. Which Australian folk pop duo topped the Triple J Hottest 100 of 2010 with Big Jet Plane? Which I always thought that was a much older song. I really thought it was a much, much older song. But I was incorrect. Oh, hello to June from Double Trouble. Welcome. Number 13 as well, the crossbreed Silky Poo is a mix of which 2 other breeds?
You just couldn't get through it, could you?
No, it says poo in it. Had to have a little chuckle. I don't know what you expect from me, to be honest. You've known me long enough.
Yeah.
Crossbreed called a Silky Poo is a mix of which 2 other breeds? Here we go. So again, all of those are worth 2 points because they have 2 components in the answer. So Double Trouble is the name of the team that's just joined us, and also the description of points you can win in this section. We've got a few more of the combos and duos though before we have our numbers game, which I know you're all very excited to reach, so hold your horses, relax, it's all right, we'll get there. We'll definitely get there. So those again, in Christianity, Easter Sunday will always fall on in one of which 2 months of the year. Number 11, the names of which 2 American states begin with the letter K. Number 12, which Australian folk pop duo topped the Triple J Hottest 100 of 2010 with Big Jet Plane. And number 13, the crossbreed called a Silky Poo is a mix of which 2 other breeds? As well as being a good way to start your day. We move on to number 14 with one of the most famous duos in the world. Which famous siblings starred together as the 98 comedy film Billboard Dad?
Oh, classic.
It's not my favourite of their work, though. I can tell you that.
And they were prolific.
They were. Their films were, they were robbed at every Oscars. But the Teen Choice, they cleaned up.
Oh boy, how did
they cleaned up at the Teen Choice.
At one point, they should have just named that entire award ceremony after them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I thought you were going to accidentally say it there.
Not you.
But yeah, you're not me. You just write questions that do that for you. Oh, I've got a couple of jokes coming in. Beautiful. Beautiful. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. We are reviewing them all. So what famous pair of siblings is that? Starred in Billboard Dad. And then 15, another picture question. Here we are. Australian representative rugby league player Mitch Moses has played with which 2 NRL clubs? I'm going to help you a little bit in telling you that don't try and think of what those colours mean in an NRL club, because that is not an NRL team he is currently wearing. That is the Lebanon Cedars. The national Lebanese team. Because he is from Lebanon.
Well, isn't that interesting?
It is interesting, I think. And I tell you what, took some finding. Took some finding, that picture. All the other pictures on Google Images, apart from this one, are of him in one of 2 clubs. With the NRL gear.
I have to say, I desperately hope no one ever has to go through the search history on either of our computers.
Oh God, it's awful.
Because some of the stuff we Google
is so bizarre.
To track things down, and it's weird.
It's really bizarre, the stuff we have to search.
I will mention, because Brett brought it up before, the YouTube is now up. It is running properly. It was freaking out on me before, and I've been quiet for the last 15 minutes trying to fix it.
Yeah, I noticed you were having a bit of a quiet spell there.
Yeah, it was just buggery.
Yep.
It's just doing its thing.
Fair enough. There you go. It is available now if you want to join us there instead. If that's better. Technically, I think it's time for the numbers game. The first one.
I have been busy, haven't
I?
Yeah. We're already at the numbers game.
Yeah, we're already at the numbers game. Time flies when you're faffing about with YouTube, as I found to my cost last night. It was suddenly 3 o'clock in the morning and I was in conspiracy territory.
I do that constantly.
I had so much fun. So much fun.
I suddenly end up in videos. Oh, it turns out I've been watching Facebook videos for 2 hours.
Because you can just... It's even easier on Facebook because you just scroll.
Just
you don't need to click links.
Don't have to think about what you want to look at. Facebook decides for you.
Yeah. And I, for one, am happy for those algorithms to keep working.
Well,
because they're very rarely wrong.
I think I can agree. We all appreciate Zuck as our Lord and Saviour.
Apart from Chingy, of course. Chingy is our first and foremost.
Oh, look, I mean, if you're going to bring it up, boom, there he is. He's built an actual shortcut to that, so that I don't have to keep finding it when we bring up Chicken.
All right, numbers game. This is really straightforward. If you've not played with us before, which I think is at least one of you, we are going to put up a question. The answer is a number. It is up to you to tell me what that number is. If you are the closest to the correct answer, you win a special surprise from us. So please get your numbers in. You put it in the comments for the numbers games and nothing else. So tell me, please. The song Smooth by Santana featuring Rob Thomas is at what place on the 1,000 highest selling singles of all time in Australia? That's the question. Quite wordy, but I just need a number. Smooth by Santana featuring Rob Thomas is at what place on the 1,000 highest selling singles of all time in Australia. I'll give you a hint. I'll narrow it down. It is between 1 and 1,000. Hopefully that helps you a little bit.
I will say it is an excellent song.
Beautiful song and fantastic artwork as well on it. I've never really had a chance to look at the cover of this single, but it's beautiful. If anyone knows who did that, please tell us. I'd like to know who the artist was. Kind of looks like a Mumbo drawing.
I have no idea what that is.
Like the Mumbo clothing brand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that kind of style. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But let us know in the comments where you think it came just before that title runs out. As soon as that title runs out, you are done. We accept no more answers. Put away my boss cup because it's empty. Alrighty. That's it. Numbers game's closed. If you have an answer, get it in right now or forever. Hold your peas. We've got tons of answers, and they're all sort of all over the place, which is really nice.
They are very broad. You can very much tell the Rob Thomas fans compared to those that maybe aren't as big a fan.
Yeah, it deserves to be in the top 100, or it deserves to be in the bottom 100. This is a room.
I think I scrolled past one that thinks it should be in the top 10.
Ooh. Strong.
It's good.
It is a good song.
Also, it is one of those ones that you can just go, you buy. You have it there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not a lot of people are out there. If you like that particular song, but you don't like any of Santana's other stuff.
Or Rob Thomas's.
Yeah.
You do own this song somewhere. It's in a playlist somewhere on Spotify. Or any other music streaming service. Okay.
Other options are available.
Other options are available, because we're the BBC. Alrighty, we have our results. We have one who is jolly close. Correct answer, I can reveal, is 110. And our closey, 115 from William. Well done. You get this.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott! Oh, this is heavy.
There you go. That's your special treat from me to you. One of my favourite film trilogies of all time. Come to number 16 now. What is the soft silver-white metallic element that is considered vital for the growth of bones and teeth? Right there, picked a number 6 on the Australian ARIA charts in 2006.
Thank you so much for bringing that up. It gave me the opportunity to see if that shortcut that apparently was supposed to work didn't work.
Oh, well, there we go. You'll get it. You'll get there. We'll work on it in the break. Make sure it's there. Number 17, Newfoundland and Labrador is the most easterly province of which country?
Thought I was hungover.
Yeah, I'm just mentally hungover. There it is.
Boom, sorted.
It's working now. Do it on command.
Oh yeah, sorted.
Beautiful. Oh, it's 2003, not 2006. Well, you know, it's important that it was number 6. That's all that's important, is that it was well received by the Australian community. Number 18. Which of the female cast of the sitcom Friends stars in the 1998 romantic comedy film Opposite of Sex?
Janice.
Looking for a... You might have confused them there. I'm looking for an actor, not a character.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be honest with you, I don't think that's even the beginning of how unhelpful that answer was.
No. Yeah, no, I could go on for a long time about how unhelpful it is. But it is... but I should clarify that we don't want a character name. What is the opposite of sex? As well, is another question I have. I don't know what its opposite is.
Beatles.
Is the opposite of sex?
Yep.
Do you mean like the creature?
Yep.
Okay, sure.
A beetle.
A beetle.
A solitary beetle.
Like a Christmas beetle.
No. One of those little black lawn beetle ones.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, you're right. You're right, and that puts me right off. Number 19 is next, and you've got some choices. A multiple choice question here. Tell me, please, which of the following is not one of the properties on the Australian edition of Monopoly? Is it Gold Coast, the Great Barrier Reef, or tropical North Queensland? Which of those can't you buy in the Australian edition of Monopoly?
On that, I will say we cracked our Pokemon Monopoly.
Oh yeah, how's that?
Last week to play, which was fantastic. Really big fan of it.
Excellent.
I am incredibly curious to find out what types of novelty Monopoly people have at home.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, there's something you can pop in the comments.
Tell me that.
Yeah.
Because there are so many.
There are an absurd amount. The last one I saw in a shop was Fortnite Monopoly.
Yep.
Which it doesn't seem like a crossover that exists. The kind of kids who want to play Fortnite and the kinds of kids who want to play Monopoly. It doesn't seem like there's a mesh there. That's the word I'm looking for.
I don't know whether or not I want to quote this number, but I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
A quick Google has revealed there are 1,144 different versions of Monopoly.
I can believe that, but I think that's probably counting, first edition, second edition, third edition, like standard Monopoly being updated, because they got rid of a bunch of the tokens.
They did.
In 2014, I want to say. So yeah, maybe that's counting that. It's an awful lot regardless. We've got a couple. We've got a Disney. We've got Doctor Who. Sailor
lovely.
Moon.
Oh, that's brilliant.
They're excellent Monopolies.
Who do you reckon has the monopoly on Monopolies?
Hasbro.
Yeah, probably.
That is genuinely the answer is Hasbro.
Yep. Oh, Gordon's got Newcastle Monopoly.
Oh yes, yes, I remember when that was being made. And ABC Newcastle did a sort of a poll, what places should be included. Mm. And they're getting all sorts of suggestions, like the Penis Tower was one of them, which is of course gone now.
That's
gone now. There was the Coliseum Milk Bar. All those sorts of things were all suggested. Oh, we've got so many just in here. We've got Supernatural,
Lovely.
Elvis, Halo, Rolling Stones, Game of Thrones, which it never occurred to me that those two rhymed until now. Just saying them out loud, there's a link between them. We'll move on, because you've had plenty of time to choose between one of those three options, so we'll go to George Who. All these are people named George, and you need to tell me which George I'm talking about. For instance, which English novelist wrote the best-selling 1984 book Animal Farm? George Who? We had this person in a question a couple of weeks ago. From memory, we had his real name.
Oh.
And you had to tell me which it was. Gillian, I'm very glad you added tower to the end of that comment, otherwise that would have been a bit aggressive. No, 21.
Also drastically changes the tone.
Really changes the tone.
If it's suddenly not in capitals.
Who succeeded Ronald Reagan as President of the USA? George Who? 22 as well. By what stage name do we know the Grammy Award-winning English singer Georgios Kyriakos Panayotou? That's probably right, and no one can tell me otherwise. Muhammad Ali beat which other US boxer in the historic 1974 bout dubbed the Rumble in the Jungle? George Who? Anti-Monopoly is a thing, apparently. Oh, and someone has a Lord of the Rings Monopoly. Oh, sorry, I got really excited then. I got really excited then. Oh.
Yeah, don't let David know where you live or you will be.
No, I just want to know where you got it. I just want to know where you got it. I've never seen it before. I want to know where you got it. Please. I need it in my life. For reasons. Maybe one day you'll see Aiden's comedy impression of me. One day. Which includes Lord of the Rings.
As any comedy impression of you would.
As anything, any kind of impression of me would include it somehow. Cool. All right, 24 is our next one, and it's a picture. Which Australian journalist and TV presenter is this? George.
That is an
Someone.
absolutely horrendous picture of Annika Smethurst. That is... I mean, I don't know how they've done that. That's... Whoever's in makeup is in trouble.
Or it's a very flattering picture of Annabelle Crabb.
Oh! Don't be ridiculous.
No, I think Annabelle Crabb's a wonderful human being.
I know, but that's not a flattering picture of her.
Oh, come on. George is...
Annabelle Crabb takes a lovely picture.
Yeah, but George, look at him. What's his surname, though? That's all I need to know.
I think he's trying to intimidate someone with a low five that's just a little bit out of their reach.
The ultimate flex. You know, go on, slap it. Slap it, mate. Or either that or it's trying to explain to someone why they're the stupidest person he's ever spoken to.
Oh, yeah.
That's the facial expression.
Yeah, and he's midway through the word moron. I'm willing to put this joke up because in my head it's innocent and I'm going to leave it at being innocent.
Went to a seafood disco the other day, pulled a muscle. Oh, that's fantastic. Dancing too hard. Dancing too hard and hurt yourself. That's what happened there. All right, 25, our final question for the round. The 1973 coming-of-age film American Graffiti was written and directed by which man? Who directed...
George III.
Yeah, it was George III. Yep. Died in 1776, but came back to write and direct American Graffiti.
One of the best comeback stories ever. 200 years out of the game.
Greatest comeback since Lazarus, that one. 1973 coming-of-age film American Graffiti was written and directed by which man? It was, I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong and someone will probably correct me, but I'm pretty sure it's Harrison Ford's screen debut. I'm pretty sure that's the very first film he was in. And that's it. We have no other regular questions for round one.
Oh, that has gone quickly.
Yeah, we're all having a lovely time. And it's half past. It's not like we've rushed through it. It's half past.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, no, it's from the top. From the top. Now, if you need anything repeated, do let us know. If you joined late and you need a great swathe repeated, then maybe take this time, the next couple of minutes, to rewind back to where you need to be, and then hit live again, so you'll catch up with us.
Also, it's not Harrison Ford's screen debut.
It's not? What was his screen debut?
Dead Heat on a Merry-Go-Round.
Fair enough.
But he is uncredited in it.
Okay. Is American Graffiti his first credited screen role?
No.
Okay. When I said someone would correct me, I didn't really expect it to be you.
Yeah, but I occasionally enjoy the opportunity.
Well, that's fair enough. It doesn't happen often that you get to correct me, so...
I also thoroughly enjoy this particular comment.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Lisa. That is spot on.
That will be on your headstone.
That and... Oh, it's worth a punt.
At these prices, how could you say no?
It's a bargain. Alrighty. Let's go. Numbers game number 2. Let us know if you need anything repeated, but everyone's been very quiet on that front. So, another George. This sword that belonged to British monarch King George V sold at auction earlier this year for how much in Australian dollars?
George V got nothing on George III, who did that movie that was there a minute
He
ago.
came back and directed American Graffiti. That is George V's personal sword, as seen in that painting. And that painting is apparently purely for illustrative purposes, but he's holding it in it. But where was it? Oh, how much was it, I mean? It's a cavalry sabre, if anyone's interested. happen to know.
Oh, am I picking a fact now? Okay. It's got a lovely tassel. Help you stop dropping it. That's what that tassel's there for.
That's
your...
That's not quite what it's for, but...
That's the stopsy-dropsy tassel.
The stopsy-dropsy. Excellent. Beautiful. Okay, I'm really pleased that if anyone wants to request a repeat, none of these answers are going to be confused for that.
No, but they are just so... Yeah, these are just more difficult to do the maths on.
Yes. Although, I don't know that anyone's in the realm yet.
These questions are always really difficult.
Yeah, that's right. It's quite subjective.
Yeah, it's one thing to win a numbers game. It's another thing to win a how much was this numbers game.
Yeah, that's right. All right, timer on. So that'll count itself down. Jeez, what a range of answers. This is what I like about this is the kind of numbers game I like. That's just huge ranges.
Yeah. What is the range on this? It is the net wealth. It is between the net wealth of a newborn baby and Jeff Bezos.
Somewhere between the two.
Somewhere between those
That's your
two.
range that you're giving me.
Could be two Bezoses.
A pair of Bezos.
A pair of Bezali.
Bezos. Oh yeah.
Not to confuse with the bonsai.
No.
Tree.
Bezos is a Greek root, so it'd be Bezoids.
Gonna turn your microphone off.
No, you're not. You'll say you will, but then you won't. All right, that's that. Numbers game is closed. That's it. Get your answers in quick, smart, because we're going to go through and mark our first round. We had no request for repetition. Hopefully everyone who was reviewing the beginning of the quiz is back and caught up with us. And we'll go through. Round one, question one, you may recall from about half an hour ago, looks like this. Complete the title of this well-known nursery rhyme. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye. On which continent was the country of Yugoslavia? It was a European country. The type of birds you are said to set the cat among. If you cause disturbance, you set a cat among the pigeons. Rattle cages and ruffle feathers. All bird-related upsets. According to the advertising campaign, it began in Australia in 1999, which in an energy drink gives you wings. That would be a Red Bull. I wonder what planes did before we had Red Bull. Number five, the six-letter name given to a line drawn from the centre of a circle to any point on the circumference is a radius. Plural there is radii. What word means both the border of the land near the sea and to ride or move without power? That is to coast. In Neighbours, Erinsborough is in Melbourne. In a standard game of darts, the outer bullseye is with 25, the inner is with 50.
I just realised that that fictional town in Neighbours is how I am now going to be referring to my brother-in-law. My wife's name is Erin. I should clarify.
Oh, I've never met him. Who's he? It's Erinsborough. This is a hydrangea. Oh no. There are 60 different varieties. They're all native to Asia. In Christianity, Easter Sunday will always fall in March or in April.
Oh, that would be so much more enjoyable if it was like March and December.
Yeah, March or, September. It's just whenever it fancies. The two American states that start with K are Kansas and Kentucky. The Australian folk pop duo that hit Triple J's Hottest 100, topped it even, with Big Jet playing is Angus and Julia Stone. Remember, all of these are worth a pair of points. The crossbreed called a Silky Poo is a Silky Terrier and a Poodle. I kept it together for that one. Billboard Dad starred Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. This is Australian representative rugby league player Mitch Moses, who has played for the West Tigers and the Parramatta Eels, and of course Lebanon Cedars, but that's not an NRL side. The soft silver-white metallic element that is considered vital for the growth of bones and teeth is calcium. Newfoundland and Labrador is the most easterly province of Canada. It's the second time I've mucked up that word.
You were having a corker tonight.
Just with that word, it's just going to give me mischief. Which of the female cast of the sitcom Friends stars in Opposite of Sex is Lisa Kudrow, who played Phoebe? Number 19. Which of these is not one of the properties on the Australian edition of Monopoly? We're looking for the Great Barrier Reef. It is not for sale, except to a dummy. Number 20. Which English novelist wrote the best-selling 1984 book Animal Farm? It was George Orwell, who, as we know from a couple of weeks ago, was born Eric Arthur Blair. The person who succeeded Ronald Reagan as president of the US is George Bush Sr. or George H.W. Bush, George Walker Bush. He had many names. By what stage name do we know Grammy Award-winning English singer Georgios Kyriakos Panayiotou? That'll do me. It's George Michael, which is far easier. Muhammad Ali beat which other US boxer in the Rumble in the Jungle? That's George Foreman. This is George Negus.
Not Annabelle Crabb.
Not Annabelle Crabb. And the director and writer of American Graffiti was George Lucas. Who then
I
went
didn't
on
know
to
that was in
obviously
Star Wars.
Sorry?
I didn't know that was a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, there was another Star Wars, yeah. There's the one set on Earth.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was nice of him to do that.
Yeah, it made it more relatable. Cool. Our numbers game. We have the sword that belonged to a monarch King George V. Sold at auction earlier this year. For how much? Our range is enormous, I have to say. Our highest answer was 31 million.
I will also say that every single one of you, had you been at this auction, would have won it with no argument.
Dramas. You would have been taking this home, every single one of you. No one even touched the sides.
Like on the last numbers games, we were talking about how it shows people, do you like Rob Thomas's and Santana's Smooth or do you not? Turns out every single one of you absolutely adores King George V and anything he's touched. And
you would pay 31 million for his sword. If you were at this auction, though, you could have got it for a measly $9,698.50. Our closest is $15,256 from Peter. So you get this.
I didn't realise that we'd match that with King George.
He was always saying it.
He
never stopped saying it, King George V. That's it. We're done for round one. So we're going to take a break now. We're going to come back at 10 to the hour of 8. So have 10 minutes to yourselves. Stretch your legs. Get a drink. Have a chat to your neighbour. Whatever you need to do in the next 10 minutes, you do that. And we'll be back soon with more quiz, more answers, more fun. And we'll see you in a bit. Welcome, returning back to our quiz for the night. I hope you enjoyed your breakout. We're ready for another round. We're ready to go. Some smashing scores in the first round, I must say. Excellent job to many of you. Very nearly all of you in the 20s as well, which is almost unheard of. Almost.
Smarter than me.
Smarter than Aiden.
Not a high bar.
So we're ready to crack on with our second round, unless there's anything else you'd like to address before we did.
I particularly enjoy Mara's comment of just bargain about that sword.
That sword, you could have picked it up so cheap. I could have bought that.
With Gordon saying he wouldn't have sold it that cheaply. I mean, Gordon, if you want, go and buy it, and then for that cheap price, make a tidy profit.
Exactly.
If this is, what it takes for you to pursue your dream in the buying and selling of royal trinkets. Yeah. I think that's what they call them, historic swords, trinkets.
Trinkets, yeah. Mere baubles.
Yes.
I particularly enjoy the 50 cents of it, though.
Right.
Why is that? Well, no one's taking it at 9,876, but let's add on 50 cents.
Yeah.
I assume it's an artifact of translating to Australian dollars. I assume. Anyway, let's go. Round 2, question 1. Which English singer-songwriter had the 7th highest selling album in Australia for the entire 1980s, with his album Too Low for Zero?
I think we all know who it is.
It was just a thought in the 80s, I think.
No, Chingy's timeless. He's been around from the beginning and be there when the world ends.
He came back for George III.
I thoroughly enjoy the mythos we're building around.
If only Chingy was watching, so he knows the cult following that he has now. Number 2.
We've done more for Chingy's profile
than Chingy has.
Than his marketing manager.
What word starting with the letter P is given to the scientific study of concerned with fossilised animals and plants? Sold my white van for a pink one. I wanted a camper van.
Love that.
Oh, that's excellent.
That's just really a lovely joke.
Beautiful, beautiful joke. Number 3 is a 50-50. The Abel Prize is an international prize presented to one or more outstanding persons in which scientific field? Is it astronomy or mathematics?
I'm aware that it is a joke, but all I'm hearing now in my head is someone behind the wheel of that said camper van. Every time they hit the horn, it's just yoo-hoo!
Ooh, missus. Just as it toots. It's a carry-on camping. Oh, there we go. There's the joke. Carry-on camping van. Carry-on camper van. That might be lost on you. Yeah, if you don't know what a carry-on film is. Number 4. First Aldi store to open outside of Europe was in 1976, and was which North American country? It's only 3 or 4 options there, really. Arguably 5.
It's definitely more than that.
In North America, there's only about 5. We've done this a lot of times.
I actually did it the other day for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at 23.
23 countries in North America.
Oh yeah, loose definitions of countries towards the bottom of that list.
Yeah, that's an enormous list. That's an enormous list.
Actually, there's more than 23, because there's a bunch of here that they don't warrant a number. Like Guadalupe.
Poor Guadalupe.
Doesn't warrant a number, apparently, but is warranting a mention.
There you go. So there's tons of countries you can choose from. It's one of the main ones, though. I'll just tell you, it's not Guadalupe.
Oh, come on, David. Now you've narrowed it down far too much.
Narrowed it down far too much.
Everyone knows the list them.
The list in their head they go through. Is it El Salvador? Is it the Dominican Republic? Well, it can't be Panama. All right.
Well, if you would like, there is go to the Wikipedia page, list of North American countries by population. That's where I went.
There you go.
I can tell you that
it's on there.
number 15 will surprise you. It's Guadalupe. Oh no, Guadalupe 16. Damn it.
You're coming on well with your counting, though.
It doesn't have a number next to it. I just assumed there weren't other blank ones.
All right, moving on. Number 5. A multiple choice again. A hard drive containing 10 unfinished novels by deceased English fantasy novelist Terry Pratchett was destroyed by what method as per the instructions left in his will? Was it crushed by a steamroller, shot by a flaming arrow, or stomped by an elephant?
I mean, if that's going up, take your time to decide what your answer is, and then...
try it out at home.
No, just tell me in the comments what would be your preferred method of destruction for your internet search history upon your death. Doesn't have to be one of these. What is your preferred method of destruction?
Yep.
I'm going to go with maybe digested by
Boa constrictor.
Boa constrictor would be cool. That'd be quite
Just to
cool.
see a server inside a boa constrictor. Perfectly square thing.
Smashed with a rock by the rock.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
He has to actually bludgeon it and destroy it that way with a large rock by the rock.
Can you smell the incriminating evidence? All right, which of those did Terry Pratchett have his unfinished novel destroyed by? Crushed by a steamroller, shot by a flaming arrow, or stumped on by an elephant? All of them are very Terry Pratchett, though, aren't they?
They are. Very. I think the word you're looking for is eccentric.
Well, it's sort of the same thing, isn't it? There is a bus driver who drives a bus in Newcastle who looks exactly like Terry Pratchett.
Probably is.
I'm not convinced it's not. Turtle's crossing the road when he's mugged by two snails. When the police show up, they asked him what happened. The shaken turtle replied...
I don't know. It happened so fast.
Oh, beautiful. I know another snail joke that I'll tell after I give another question. Number 6. In mammals, what 9-letter word describes the time between conception and birth? The 9-letter word for that. My grandfather always says, when one door closes, another one opens. Great guy, bad cabinet maker.
I'm enjoying, we're starting to get some, how would you have your search history destroyed?
Given to me as a trivia resource. You know what, Gordon? I know you personally. I don't want any of those questions. Crushed up into chili con carne and fed to my enemies. Very specific dish. Very specific dish.
Yeah.
But fair enough. I suppose the chili con carne is one of the more forgiving dishes that you could put a great many things in. Number 7, the automobile manufacturing firm Peugeot was founded in which country? Where would you found Peugeot if you were the founder of Peugeot? Number 8, in the popular children's novel Charlotte's Web, what type of animal is Templeton? It's a nice name, isn't it? Templeton.
We should clarify that was a diesel roller, not a steamroller.
Oh, well, fair enough. Fair enough.
That was just to show what all sorts of rollers that we meant that particular type of roller and not like one you'd put in your hair.
Yeah, no. There's so many different that we could... because they could be powered by steam. We just wanted to know it was a road-based affair.
I mean, if you use steam to power Vinnie Jones, there's that movie, Rock and Roller. That would then be a steam rock and roller.
Was Vinnie Jones in Rock and Roller?
Sure.
Okay.
I really think he is.
I think he might be. It's a Guy Ritchie film. He must be. Rearrange the following letters to get the name of a New South Wales town. Your clue is Gobra, as in a cobra with a G at the start, or you're telling your bra to leave.
Oh, look, he's just plumb not. I was definitely thinking of Gerard Butler.
How can it... No, I'm not... I don't have the time. Don't have the time to go into all that.
No, they're fairly similar.
They're not similar at all. One of them's a footballer and one of them is Scottish, and that's not the same thing. We've been through that.
Yeah, but look at him in just a photo.
They're not very similar. I've seen them both. So Gobra rearranges to what New South Wales town? For number 9 there, we go on to number 10, a picture. What is the name of the plastic doll, a parody of Mattel's Barbie, on the animated television series The Simpsons? My snail joke that I do want to tell, that I did promise, is a bloke goes out onto his front porch, sees a snail, picks it up, tosses it over the road. Get off my property, he says. And about 3 days later, he hears a knock at the door. He opens the door, and there's a snail, looks up at him and goes, "What?"
Yeah, no, fair enough. I do like that.
It's good fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert giving the Pratchett references. Very nice. It's turtles all the way down. Beautiful. We go on to a section now called Initials and Letters. All of these are acronyms, initials, letters, questions about, pertaining to, or the answers are. They're just anything to do with it. It's in here. So let's have a look. TRN is the IATA three-letter code for the airport at which Italian city? Oh, I have a clue for this that's a pun, but I think it'd probably give it away.
Don't say it. Just really quickly, I do have to say, I mean, Vinnie Jones, Gerard Butler.
Nothing alike, yeah.
No, look, that same bloke.
Tell us in the comments if you think they're even remotely similar. We'll make this interesting. Number 12. What do the initials of the community organisation YMCA stand for? Stand for a red hot pop song in the 70s. Number 13 as well. In regards to Australian media, what do the letters SBS stand for? Lisa's on my side already. That's Lisa Bennett, that is. We have two Lisas in. Oh, it's going to be a heated debate in the comments here. In North American sports, what is the NWSL? The NWSL. What is it in North American sports? For 14, and our final on this page. The internet address suffix .com.bh indicates which country?
Not to be confused with .com.bhp.
No, because that's where you get Blue Scope Steel. I really, really want to use this pun, and I know it'll give it away, so I'm going to have to bide my time. And I know I'm building it up, and it's not going to be as funny later. But I'm going to say it regardless. I'm going to say it once I give out the answer. TRN is the IATA three-letter code for the airport at which Italian city. What do the initials of the community organisation YMCA stand for? In regards to Australian media, what do the letters SBS stand for? You know, so unprofessional, Aiden. So unprofessional.
What you're talking about.
So unprofessional. They can hear you typing away. In North American sport, what is the NWSL? The internet address suffix .com.bh indicates which country. Yeah, okay, it's fine to pick and choose the comments that agree with you, but what about the ones that don't? Of which there are 3.
No. I'm going to pick and choose the comments that agree with me. I take the US election style of source selection.
But does suggest you're not awesome, which I'm happy to
I've come to terms with that.
I'm happy to be the awesome one, but be wrong on this account. Number 16. What does the letter P stand for in the name of Australian retailer OPSM? Is it? Stop it. I'm going to have to speak to you sternly now. I'm telling them what you did. I'm telling them now what you did. You'll know. Optical something spectacle makers. Gerard Butler looks more like Clive Owen. Now that, if you were contending that, I would give you that. In fact, I thought it was Clive Owen who was in Rock and Roller. And not Gerard Butler.
All right, hold on. So what you're trying to suggest is, let's see if I can manage this at this level of speed, that this doesn't match that.
No.
Matches that. Okay, I'll give you that.
Come on, mate. Nah, nothing. That's the Juggernaut. Yes.
Again, these are things that are now in this... Thankfully, this isn't my computer that I'm using.
There was a little bit of answerage on the screen there that wasn't taken out. That's all right. I was very quick to get rid of it.
If you saw that, lucky you.
Yeah. Good grief. Alrighty, we've got the numbers game at number 3. Works exactly the same as the first two. Different question, different answer. Our question is, in which year did the American Bureau of Investigation officially change its name to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or FBI? What year did that happen? Yeah, Mara saw it. All right, get those numbers flowing. I'm whacking on the timer. Grandma comes in Swansea Head wants to see Aiden's face. Surely he's had enough time to spruce himself up to the camera. I'm in the room with him. I'm going to tell you.
There is not enough time in the world.
There is not enough time in the world. I do want to add to this that there is a presenter note on this numbers game that has nothing to do with the question. It says, pronounced no ding zim. And I want to know what that pertains to. Is it American Bureau of Investigation is actually pronounced no ding zim? I hope so.
That's where they're confused. That's why they had to rename it.
They had to, because people kept going, is it American Bureau of Investigation or no ding zim? All right, that's the end of that. Pop in your answers, make sure we've got them, and we're going to collate the answers, see who is the closest to the correct. We have our results. In which year did the American Bureau of Investigation, or no ding zim, officially change its name to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or no ding zim, or FBI, or no ding zim? It was in the year 1935, our closest, please. 1934, can't get much closer than that without being on top. Caitlin Fitzgerald.
Other ways, inconceivable. 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 Inconceivable!
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Tonight was just an excuse to include all my favourite moments from films exclaiming surprise and delight. That's all this was. I make no bones about it. Alrighty, let's go to our final major category, the 50-50s. I'm going to put up one correct answer, one incorrect answer. I would like you to sort the truth from the twaddle for me.
Which of these is Gerard Butler?
I'll give you a clue. Neither of them are Vinnie Jones. Does traffic in Japan drive on the left side or the right side of the road? That's your first one. The tapotement technique. It's used when giving a massage or when playing the guitar. Which is it? It's one of them.
Claude saying no. No, Claude, I can confirm one of those is definitely Gerard Butler.
Yeah, and neither of them are Vinnie Jones. Number 19, in 1976, the NASA spacecraft Viking 1 landed on which planet? Was it Mars or Venus? Lisa Bennett suggesting that a week without 50-50 would be awesome. The problem is that to make the final sort of category, it's a 50-50 chance. And as you know, with 50-50s, it rarely goes your way. That's people's major problem with it, which is why it keeps turning up. I tried. I don't want it as much as you don't. But you roll the dice and see what happens. Number 20. In which Australian city would you be in if you're watching the Greyhounds at Angle Park? Would that be at Adelaide or Perth?
Or if you don't want it to be a 50-50, maybe it's Brisbane. Maybe it's
That's
Hobart.
it. You can just take away the options for yourself and make it a normal question.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're allowed to do that. Alrighty, let's have a moment now to argue amongst yourselves what the correct option is. Make sure that you state your case clearly, and ironically, I'm trying to reach for the word that means to talk well, eloquently. There you go, I found it. There you go. There's some irony for you tonight. Bless me. Good grief. It's gone to shambles. Take 2 minutes to yourselves while I put myself back together. Welcome back. We are ready to go. I'm so sorry. I've just had to have a nice little sneeze apparently during all of that. Let's go. We've got another. Yes, thank you, Sally, for the blessing. We'll go now to number 21, our final 50-50. Tony Award-winning actor and singer Walter Slezak played which villain in the 1960 television series Batman? Was it Clock King or Hypnotic? It's very careful to pronounce that L.
Yeah, that is definitely a trap.
That's a trap. Having the C and then the K in 2 words is it's liable for abuse. That one.
Number of times that they must have cut to Adam West accidentally saying the wrong thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. Still got Joe's coming. Love
Excellent.
that one.
Why does
Classic.
Snoop Dogg always carry an umbrella? For drizzle. Oh, okay. That's your last 50-50. Some of you will be pleased to know as we continue on to a lovely picture. Once again, it's a beautiful place that we might like to go once isolation is over and we're allowed to leave. We're not going to Gerard Butler or Clive Owen.
I mean, lovely places.
Lovely places you could spend a bit of time, but that's not where we're going. We are going here. But this is an archipelago of volcanic islands in the Pacific Ocean that is said to have inspired Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection. But where is it? What is it called? That's what I need to know. This was an accident. I said it last week that I should just make this, lovely holiday destinations, but this was in there already. This was just the thing that it was, and I'd love to go to this particular place.
Love that you've just fessed up to having little to no follow through.
No, I left it in.
Oh, okay.
I didn't remove it for another one. It just happened to be one that I wanted to use. Okay, and that is 22. 23. Which Australian musician was the best known member of the bands Grinder Man and The Birthday Party? Never heard of either of those bands. Have heard of the musician.
It's Dorothy the Dinosaur.
It is, isn't it?
That was her pre-Wiggles career in
Yep.
Grinder Man, and the birthday party was during a brief contract negotiation period where she wanted to prove she could go solo.
Yeah, right. Ended up back in the Wiggles, though, didn't she?
Oh yeah, she never had the she doesn't have the range.
Nah, she hasn't. Captain Feathersword, on the other hand, could do anything he wanted.
Anything.
He just doesn't want to leave the group.
No, he's loyal. He's a captain.
Exactly.
Not an admiral. He doesn't want to be Admiral Feathersword.
He's happy to take some cues. Number 24. Which European country has won the most Winter Olympic medals?
Or, as we learned, I think earlier this week, Slide Olympics.
The Slide Olympic medals.
They are Slide Olympics. Anyone who wasn't here, no, you were. It wasn't earlier this week. It's only Wednesday.
It's only Wednesday. It was on
Thought it was
Friday that
Friday.
this happened.
Yeah, anyone who wasn't there on Friday, long story short, is the Winter Olympics is just an Olympics based around doing different things while you slide. Every single sport is just, slip around a bit. Try and shoot this gun while you're slipping around a bit. Do a fancy flippy while you slip around a bit. Go real quick while you're slipping around a bit. Slip with some mates. Slip on your own.
Slip with some mates. Oh dear. Oh, Aidan, I've gone peculiar. Number 25. Anne Hathaway scored her first Academy Award nomination for Best Actress in 2008 for her role in which film? That's your final question for the night.
I don't think Wade is here.
No, but he'd know.
Well, no, it's not that. It's that we had a how do I explain this from the start? We were watching. I stumbled one day across a video that outraged me because Anne Hathaway is excellent.
Excellent.
You can tell because she's won Best Actress. That's how you know she's good at it. She's excellent, and it was an early, a really really early review by David and Margaret of one of her films.
Right. Not this one, obviously.
I assume it's not. I'm going to just... I don't want to say in case some people think it is right. Look, it wasn't...
You're labouring this point, I must tell you.
It was Princess Diaries.
Okay.
Okay, so... which I think is a wonderful movie. I love that movie. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But the review was so mean.
Oh, no.
Was like, oh, look, I mean, she's clearly trying, but she's not very good. And I don't imagine she'll go anyway. Heather Matazario, though, is really trying to hold the show together.
Oh, no.
And that was the reason I, from that day forward, hated David and Margaret retrospectively, because I thought that was an unfair assessment of Anne Hathaway in what I think we can all agree is a career-defining role.
Absolutely. And where's Heather now? She's not doing films.
I want to say jail.
Yeah, I know you want to. But that's just because you're bitter about what David and Margaret said at the movies.
Could be.
Okay, that's the end. If you need anything repeated, let us know. We do have one already, which we are all over. We're going to repeat that for you in just a second. If you need more repeated, tell me in the comments. I've gone very peculiar. I'm just in a mood. Here's 21 again. It's been requested.
You have to say it, David.
I know I have to say it. Tony Award-winning actor and singer Walter Slezak portrayed which villain in the 1960s television series Batman? Was it Clock King or Hypnotic?
Clock King. He will clean your clock.
Oh. So fraught. So fraught.
Hypnotic. He will hip your notic.
Oh dear. Oh dear. There are some terrible Batman villains.
Yeah.
There are some really awful ones.
In defense, there are terrible villains for every superhero.
That's
there
true.
are also terrible superheroes
Of course.
that are beyond hilarious. My favourite is one of the X-Men called Golden Balls.
Oh.
And his power is he can create and control these weird golden balls.
And he's just called Golden Balls.
Yeah.
At least, like, Cyclops is kind of defining a bit more what it is rather than just what he does. It's not just a description. Good grief. All right, that is, I think, the only one that was requested. So we're going to mark our second round. Let's go Off we go. 21 was that one. 1 is this one. Which English singer-songwriter had the 7th highest selling album in Australia for the entire 80s with his album Too Low for Zero? That is Elton John. The word starting with the letter P that is given to the scientific study concerned with fossilised animals and plants is paleontology. Number 3, the Abel Prize is awarded to outstanding persons in mathematics. The first Aldi store to open outside of Europe was in the USA, the big boy of North America. A hard drive containing 10 unfinished novels. 10 unfinished novels. By deceased English fantasy novelist Terry Pratchett was destroyed by being crushed by a steamroller.
Not to be confused with that picture of a diesel roller.
Yes, no, that is just purely for demonstrative purposes, that it will roll big things. Number 6. In mammals, what 9-letter word describes the time between conception and birth? We're looking for gestation there. The automobile manufacturing firm Peugeot was founded in France. Charlotte's Web has the character Templeton, who was a rat. And Cobra, you could rearrange to Barga. Number 10. The name of this plastic doll is a parody of Mattel's Barbie. It is Malibu Stacy. But don't ask her, she's just a girl. That's the quote from the show.
Yes, it is.
TRN is the IAT 3-letter code for the airport at which Italian city? My pun was, this is a place that is shrouded in mystery. It's Turin. Because of the Shroud of Turin, Aiden.
Just gonna,
No.
Just...
No. No, please. Thank you. What do the initials of the community organisation YMCA stand for? It is the Young Men's Christian Association. In relation to Australian media, what do the letters SBS stand for? That is the Special Broadcasting Service. NWSL is the National Women's Soccer League for North America. The internet address suffix.com.bh is for Bahrain. The letter P, some of you have already seen. In OPSM, optical prescription spectacle makers. Does traffic in Japan drive on the left side or the right side of the road? They drive on the left. The tapotement technique is used when giving a massage.
Would you like a tapoting today?
Would you like me to tapote you, sir? In 1976, NASA landed Viking 1 on Mars. It would have melted if it landed on Venus, I suspect. In which Australian city would you be watching The Docks if you're at Angle Park? That would be in Adelaide. This is the Batman villain Clock King.
What a clockhead.
Pictured here is the next destination on our post-ISO Round the World tour, and we are off to the Galapagos Islands to see those funny little iguanas that they have. The Australian musician who is the best known member of the bands Grinder Man and Birthday Party is Nick Cave. The European country that's won the most Slide Olympics medals is Norway. And Anne Hathaway scored her first Academy Award nomination for Best Actress in Rachel Getting Married.
Should have been Princess Diaries.
Should have been Princess Diaries, obviously, but she couldn't have won the 2008 Oscar for that, though.
Oh, yeah.
In fairness.
If you tried really hard. Especially not after that absolute savaging she got from David and Margaret.
Completely unwarranted. That's it. Tell us your scores in the comments, please. All that we have left to do is tell you that we'll be back again on Friday. Make sure that you're there for that, because we may have some delicious updates as to what's happening with Quizmasters going back to pubs. We are hoping that we will have some further information that we can tell you. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you go to the post that is pinned at the top of our Facebook page and click Get Reminder. If you click Get Reminder, you will be notified straight away when we're about to go live. You can never miss any of the action if you do that. So that's all I need to tell you. Stay tuned. We're going to have some more information in the coming days about how we go back to pubs in the interim. All that's left is the movie game. So let's do that. Let's spend 5 minutes with that. We'll have a little look. This is the movie game. If you've not played with this before, I'm going to put up 10 actors. You need to tell me what movie they're all in together. It's one of my favourite movies, as it happens. So let's have a look now at it. our first couple of actors, we have Saeed Faraj. We also have Stephen Root. And we have Gail Boggs. So just let us know in the comments if you know what film we're talking about. Pop it down there for us. Our next is Bruce Jarchow, which is a peculiar name, isn't it? We also have Phil Leeds.
Phil Leeds who?
Phil Leeds Gail Boggs. It's the description of their team. Our next actor is Vincent Chiavelli. We also have Tony Goldwyn. We have also Whoopi Goldberg. Now we've got the next will be the leads, wherein we have Demi Moore. I can tell you it's not Casper. It is not Deep Impact. Casper is the closest by far. We also have Patrick Swayze in it, and several of you have it. It is Ghost. So well done. I'm tempted to give the point to Casper. I'm really tempted to. But well done to all of those who got it. It is, in fact, Ghost. Well done. Well, get your scores in while we put out the comments, the credits, rather. We'll be back on Friday at 6:45. Click get reminder so that you know when we're going live. I'll see you all real soon. Have a great one. Hello and welcome back for tonight's bonus fact. If you're still hanging on or you've maybe just joined us, if you have, you're an hour and a half late.
Damo,
you're here. We saw you. You're an hour and a half late. But we won't hold it against you. We have our bonus fact. We were going to have a Chingy one, but I think we've done Chingy. So we're going to have one about our new favourite, Gerard Butler.
Oh, sorry, wrong photo.
Completely. There we go.
Sorry. There he is.
Yeah, that's it. That's Gerard Butler there.
It was one of them three people.
It was one of those three. Gerard Butler studied to be a lawyer, which I think is great. But he was also in a rock band called Speed.
Rumoured to have been named after the Keanu Reeves film.
Are you certain that that's a rumour, or are you now describing it as rumoured because you said it?
Well, that's the end of our stream for this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'm just saying, I've never heard it before. There he is. Look,
Big
I mean, if you
fan.
want people who look exactly like Gerard Butler, just whack that up again. Can't tell. Can't tell the difference. It's nigh on exact. Nigh on. I could be in films. I've had enough. Good night.